Welcome back to Australia Mania. It's the only wrestling podcast called Australia Mania. I'm your host, Ricky Needs. I'm back. As always joined by David Yang.
What up?
And Michael Thompson.
Hello, hello.
How's it going, boys?
I'm going well. Yang, you're going to have to speak to me now because we're doing
Going
this
okay,
podcast.
Ricky. Thanks for asking.
No worries.
Bitch.
Would you two just put it away for the podcast, please?
I'm happy to if he's happy to.
Come on.
Put what away? Jump right into it, Ricky. Let's go.
Look, if you head over to our YouTube channel, you can check out our prediction video for SummerSlam and NXT TakeOver. And
He just got...
stop fucking with my bloody...
No, I want to see what he said. I want to see what was said.
He kicked you from the group.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's funny as.
He kicked Yang from the group.
All right, let's okay, we're fucking around on we're fucking around on the MCW100 group chat. Apparently David got kicked from it. But you know,
yeah, I don't know why, but yeah, it happens.
Anyway, whatever.
What's happened?
Where were we?
With SummerSlam weekend, MCW tomorrow, we're all going to be there.
Go check out the prediction video because you'll see why these two guys aren't talking to each other. Shit went down. Things were said. Feelings were hurt.
He doesn't want to admit it.
AJ Styles was betrayed. Don't get the shirt out.
I don't even know if I put my shirt.
Don't bring the shirt out.
My shirt's in the orange studio.
But, boys. This is possibly one of the biggest weekends in wrestling of our young lives.
Huh. Of my young life.
Shut the fuck up. Tonight, as this podcast goes to air, MCW100
I better not be muted.
at
No, you won't.
MSAC in Melbourne. Tetsuya Naito versus Jonah Rock.
Will Ospreay,
Will Ospreay's going to be there.
taking on Slex for the Intercommonwealth Championship.
Slex the Business is going to be there.
The greatest Australian wrestler of all time, Robbie Eagles, in the six-pack challenge.
Yes,
And with Bad Luck Fale.
Bullshit, he's coming out.
Yeah.
bad luck.
Oh!
Fale.
Bad Luck Fale. Got announced a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
OGBC, baby. Firing squad is in Melbourne.
And also, probably one of the most highly contested matches as well. Former tag team partners TD and Lockie Hendricks finally get to take on each other because Lockie Hendricks turned on TD a few years ago and only recently has come back to MCW. So, the former tag team partners collide, which I'm looking forward to. Go, Loverboy, go.
This show is going to be fucking incredible.
News?
If you're in Melbourne, is it sold out?
Oh, no idea. I imagine so.
It'd be close to
Probably.
it.
Like, if the moment Naito got announced, like, fucking Tetsuya Naito is coming down for this. Oh, my God. And he's fighting Jonah Rock.
It's me, you, and Connor going, dude.
And Michael,
So high.
I'll be
Michael's
there too.
coming there.
I'm coming too.
Come on, enough. Come on, just drop it. But yeah, and then, so that's tonight. Tomorrow, 9 a.m.
Takeover.
Early wake up.
Brooklyn.
Takeover Brooklyn.
Oh.
And then Monday morning, early start, SummerSlam. Now,
The liver's not ready.
dude,
The liver's not ready.
the drinking, the sesh, those are my keys.
Where's my kid?
Give me my keys back. You don't get these.
By the way, Ricky,
Yes.
Connor's just put on the group and all that. Any other beverages for tonight?
Well, look, I mean,
He says,
I
as a
got-
way, thank you for the
that's
hospitality.
fine, mate. More than welcome to come around. I will be, gin. Fancy boy. I can go some gin. Let's hook up some gin.
Yeah.
Bit of gin and juice before the show.
Bit of Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a long weekend for us. We're gonna be pretty tired come Tuesday, but thankfully I've got a few days off following the
So do I.
SummerSlam, so I'll have time to recover. But yeah, it's just like I'm so effing keen for MCW.
Yeah,
like
it's going to be amazing.
This is my second or third like Australian like Melbourne wrestling company show. Definitely the biggest one I've been to though, by far. Like, this is huge.
And as Yang said, my boy Robbie Eagles is competing tonight. I'm so excited to see him again.
It's
lovely guy.
It's such a stacked card. It is such a stacked card for. I mean, they're pulling all the stops. Obviously,
Yeah.
they've 100th show. MSAC, 1,200 people fit into that
Yep.
arena.
Also, by the way, Robbie Eagles said to me post APW 1 year anniversary show,
Yes.
he loves the Melbourne wrestling. He wants to wrestle more in Melbourne.
Yeah.
He loves Melbourne wrestling.
It's starting to blow up, man.
It is.
And like guys like Will Ospreay are to thank for that. So
Yeah.
we love you, Will. We love everything you're doing for the Australian scene, and everyone else coming down from out of country to perform tonight. It's so good, man. I'm so fucking keen. And then we got hopefully what will probably be a takeover that will eclipse SummerSlam. as they always.
I don't
tend.
hope so. I don't hope so.
Look,
As always, it will.
I don't either, because I want the main product should be the best product.
I think it will be.
But
I think this is one of the ones I'm looking at going the SummerSlam card. Obviously, if handled right. Obviously,
well.
if handled right.
yes,
could very easily
it could.
eclipse
It could.
Takeover.
As I say,
Because honestly, that main event of
What?
Takeover, seen it 3 times before.
Twice.
This is Gargano Ciampa 4.
No, this is Gargano Ciampa 3.
3.
They're booking it as 4 from what I've seen.
No, it's the third one.
It's Brooklyn
It's
4.
Brooklyn 4.
But they put Gargano Ciampa 4 as well. That's why I thought it was 3, but they put.
No, it's fucking.
That's what I thought. All right, but there's some poster up that's like Gargano Ciampa 4.
Orlando. The money the Chicago. Then this. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Orlando,
what I thought. That's what I thought.
It's number 3.
But anyway, I've seen it 2 times before.
Whatever poster you're seeing, it's look. I don't care how many times they run this match back.
No, but this is what I'm saying. Like, okay, no, I agree with you. Yeah, it's not going to be a shit match.
No,
But
no, it's not.
it's not going to have, to me at least, it's not going to have that same catch to it anymore.
Do you,
Yeah,
It's
but
like,
the
yeah,
belt, the
Gargano
belt's
Ciampa.
involved. The belt.
I know,
the belt
I know,
the
and I
belt-
know, and this is it's almost blasphemous. It's almost blasphemous that I'm coming in here, like, oh yeah, am I muted?
no, you talk. You can talk.
Just turn your headphones up.
Turn yourself up.
They keep cutting out. I can't hear shit.
Talk.
Just take your headphones off.
No.
You can hear.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
That's so weird.
I can hear you too.
Oh, now I can hear me. It's got to be a faulty cable.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
You
I
almost,
lost my train of thought.
you almost
I lost my.
You-
Anyway,
no, you-
belts
you-
on the line. I still, it's. I don't want to say it's not enough because obviously it's the most it could possibly be.
Yeah.
But we had the unsanctioned.
Yeah.
And we've had
A street fight.
a street fight.
Now we're going.
Now
last
we're going
man
into a
standing.
last man standing.
Yeah.
Right? And I get it. It makes it. There's always last man standings are hard to juggle anyway. But
Yeah.
I just didn't feel like these two needed the belt for
Well,
this
it was-
because there's
it was-
never.
Well, I mean, look, this is not the original plan for this match because
I know
it's-
because it was meant to be, and that's what I'm saying. Like I believe taking Aleister Black, unfortunate, but having Aleister Black out of that match has taken away the allure, in my opinion, because Aleister Black would have played such a beautiful role of just gluing the pieces together that these two haven't done yet, right?
Yeah.
We're going to see, I feel like we're going to see a lot of what we've already seen when it comes to these two.
Well, the fact
which is
that-
why I don't
The fact
think
that
it's
we've had 2 matches already that don't have a strict set of rules, and this is just another one of those. Like,
yeah.
I would want to see, a proper,
Like, we get it, you're beating the shit out of each other, but have an
Yeah,
actual
yeah.
wrestling match to determine who's the better wrestler.
yeah. See,
Right?
I would have much preferred, say, a 2 out of 3
Yeah.
falls
Yeah.
to see who was. On,
That's what I'm saying. Having Aleister Black
definitively the
there
better
would have
wrestler.
he would have been that glue, right? And it's unfortunate for Aleister Black to be, at the end of the day, he's just kind of pushed aside to support the feud between these two.
Yeah.
But it made sense, right? Because that would have pieced together all those little things, right? And act as that little catalyst to really get it over there. But now we're just going to see something that we've already seen.
You know what I'm looking forward to for SummerSlam weekends?
What's that?
For me, watching another product for a very long time, and these two finally being WWE, I finally get to see a TNA main event SummerSlam, or co-main event SummerSlam. AJ Styles, Samoa Joe. Who would have thought in 2009, 2010, when these two were the biggest names in pro wrestling, that in 2018, they would be co-main eventing one of the biggest WWE shows in the world, besides Mania. Who would have thought that? No one would have thought Samoa Joe, AJ Styles would headline SummerSlam. And I'm looking forward to it because for me, it's like these two have worked so hard for so long and they finally get their chance to shine on the biggest stage possible.
David, any comment?
I'm really excited for Miz versus Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, me too. No, I'm excited for Joe v AJ.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
gonna
I
be
think
good.
they got the history together.
Yep.
Where they know they can put on a really, really good match
And
together.
the TNA's only 5-star came from both of those men, including Christopher Daniels' Unbreakable 2005 too.
Yeah.
From
So
memory.
I think as much as David here is very much off the AJ bandwagon altogether,
I'm always gonna be
I
honest.
still think this is going to be a very, very good match. I don't see how it can't be, to be honest.
The only way that this is a good match is if we compare it to the build. That's the only way this is a good match.
I have not watched
because
SmackDown.
The build has been shit.
I have not watched SmackDown.
So if they're already starting
for a
at
while.
shit, then you can only go up.
Well, there you go.
So even if they do something
there's your
slightly
little-
better than shit,
There's your little silver
then they're already
lining.
better. That's what I'm saying.
That's your little
There's
silver
only
lining.
one way that this match can be really good in the eyes of good, quote unquote, is that if we compare it to shit, then it can only ever do better than shit.
Yeah.
As we always like to say as well on this
Look,
podcast too.
What?
Before we go to news and all that, what were you going to say to Yang?
Oh, I was just gonna say, look, you do you, mate. You
Yeah.
do you. Just I still think it's got potential to be a very, very good match. These two guys.
Yeah, so did the Shinsuke series.
Yeah, look,
We're not going to talk about that.
I don't know.
Oh, so apparently when we're
I don't know what the fuck happened.
Oh,
there,
so
man.
apparently when things are in his favor, we praise him to God. But apparently when things which so seem to have been for the last 2 years not in his favor, it's not the WWE champion's fault. It's not his fault. Oh no, he's the greatest of all time, guys. But
look-
God forbid, God forbid,
I'm gonna have
we'd
fun.
be a little critical.
Gonna have fun editing this.
We'd be a little critical of the WWE champion. God forbid that we don't put him in a glass box. We put him in a glass box over there and just don't touch him because apparently he can't be harmed because he's the great. He's done all these great things before, but the last 2 years, it pays off for itself. Oh, he's still the greatest. Ah.
Can we go to the news now?
No, I just got one point. Like,
Okay.
look, the one common denominator.
Literally the most boring wrestler to have ever existed in wrestling.
I'm ready to move on. From
There's plenty of other examples out there, but like the one common denominator I think is the fact that like these two guys, we know that Shinsuke and AJ can put on a better match than what they put on because they did it in New Japan 3 years ago.
I still think it's the writer's fault for that.
Well,
And
it's
the WWE champion and Joe
it's
put
ba-
on their
it's bad.
5-star
It's bad booking.
over a decade ago.
Yeah.
Are we going to look at that and go, well, they did it a decade ago. I guess they
It's-
can do it.
it
Well,
was-
No,
Shinsuke
I'm
AJ
just-
did
I'm
it
just-
3 years ago.
I'm just saying different company, different set of rules, different set of guidelines.
It was just bad booking.
Yeah,
from
100%.
the
Which,
writers.
was, yeah.
which we now have seen.
Yeah.
So why are we still going in there thinking the WWE champion's going to put on a good match?
Can
His
I go-
last good match was when Brock put him
Can I
over.
go to the news now? I'm done with you.
All right, let's go to the news.
Sweet. Oh, well, welcome back, Ricky, because you haven't heard the news for a while. But we might as well start with our favourite wrestling newsbreaker, Dave Meltzer, has apologised for body shaming Peyton Royce in a rant on the Wrestling Observer, with Meltzer using the words Peyton has been less lighter than she has been on NXT, which caused a bit of a stir on social media about the way she was treated. Probably the other big news as well, that Undertaker or John Cena, they both will not be at the biggest party of the summer. There were recent reports they were going to slide in this match, but because of how stacked the card is, neither the Dead Man or the 16-time world champion will be in attendance at SummerSlam, or will they be competing at the biggest party of the summer. Speaking of SummerSlam, Daniel Bryan, we've discussed as well his match against The Miz in the predictions video. We've also discussed on this podcast over the last few weeks as well about his contract status. I can reveal to you on the podcast that Daniel Bryan has re-signed a new deal. Don't know how long for, but he's been advertised for the SmackDown 1000 episode to take on The Miz on the 16th of October.
Yeah.
So there was rumours were that Bryan was not going to re-sign and he was going to go back to the Indies in September, or after his contract expired in September. But there's been a new deal being made between him and WWE. Speaking of contracts, Brock Lesnar and Vince McMahon are set to sit down for negotiations over a new deal SummerSlam weekend. Brock is also about to get ready for his fight at UFC 230 against Daniel Cormier for the UFC Heavyweight Championship as well. And we will know at the conclusion of the event if Lesnar retains or not, and if he does, it means that he has negotiated a new deal to compete in both WWE and UFC, and that's what's been making news. So some big stories as well.
I mean, it feels like every podcast we dip into a bit of Brock Lesnar, but it's because he's Brock Lesnar.
Apparently, he's not the greatest commodity in wrestling, according to someone.
Look,
But just as you said just then, Ricky, he is Brock Lesnar.
hey, look. Since the last time I was here,
Hey, I'm just...
since the last time I was here, he was on Raw, and the ratings spiked. I will 100%
Was that?
I will
Oh.
100% give that to you.
Oh, okay.
I said,
Thanks.
all I want to do is wait for the ratings. All I want to do is wait and see what happens, whether the ratings do go up. And they did. Fair enough. It was him sitting backstage reading a magazine asking for a steak. And it was beautiful. But yeah.
Ratings probably spiked again this week.
Well, it wasn't advertised.
That is true.
That is very true. It
That
wasn't
is true.
advertised. How good was that fucking segment, though?
That was good.
Paul Heyman
Brock
ripping
Lesnar.
out another Emmy award-winning performance, fucking acting opposite the fucking plank of wood that is Roman Reigns. Beautiful.
I don't need to say anything on this.
No.
My fans out there know my thoughts.
Yeah.
They know my thoughts.
And then Lesnar coming out was just like a little cherry on top of the cake, and it was a beautiful thing. Where'd Michael go? What's he doing? What are you doing?
Speak up my t-shirt.
Oh, okay, that's all right. He's just grabbing his AJ style. He's not putting it on though, which is good because we need the podcast to function somewhat normally for the next half an hour or so.
Yep. Exactly.
But yeah, is it any coincidence? Do you think that the WWE started pushing for Emmys consideration a couple of months ago, and now they've got Paul Heyman turning in fucking just amazing performances a few weeks in a row?
Just give him the bloody award already.
Yeah.
Just give it to him.
He's so good.
Just give it
He's
to him.
So
give
good.
him the award and we'll be fine and nothing will happen.
Yeah.
Nothing to be said on this. I 100% agree.
Thank you very much.
I've been very vocal.
I'm glad we agree on something for once.
I'm very vocal.
Actually, no, we usually agree.
We usually agree.
We usually kind of agree.
There's a third person in here that I do not.
Look, it's good to have a difference of opinion, unless this podcast would just become a fucking echo chamber and no one wants to listen to that. But yeah, no, like that. I was so 100% down for Roman joining Paul. I was just fucking shake his hand, just do it, just do it.
We could still get swerved.
I know,
Because let's
That's-
be serious.
Yeah,
Like we've said a million times before.
yeah, I know,
Welcome to the new kayfabe.
I know.
Welcome to the new kayfabe. For the fact that we've just had the broken news by the third guy in this room talking about how Lesnar's already gone backstage and had a contract discussion,
Yeah.
which, by the way, is news of old news because
Well, look, there was
good one third person in this room bringing up old news.
There was talk of discussions, and then this is now concrete.
Yeah.
That he is going to be sitting down.
But
with
isn't that a
Vince.
beautiful thing? We're all hearing this talk of contract now.
Yeah.
Now we're sitting up there going, well, fuck me.
Yeah.
I don't know if he walks out of SummerSlam or not with the title.
No, and
Right? And this is the beauty. It's the beauty of wrestling.
Yeah.
Tell him to unmute my mic.
Well, I got to put you down because you always peak way too much.
And I got to edit these bloody things, and it's just a nightmare.
All I was going to mention though is that
Yes?
speaking of swerves, because we tend to get them at SummerSlam, I think there will be a swerve,
We do?
and I spoke about it in a little bit of detail in the video as well. I think there'll be a swerve because if you look at the swerves we've had over the last few SummerSlams,
Yep.
2011. I know it's the ill-fated death at the Summer of Punk.
The Del Rio cash-in.
Yep, that was a swerve because no one expected Kevin Nash.
Terrible.
2000,
Oh, yeah, that's right. Fucking Kevin Nash. Oh, God.
Forgot about that brief stint that he had with the company.
2013, Daniel Bryan, winning the championship, cleaned off John Cena, and then Randy Orton and Triple H reforming a bit of evolution called the Authority and swerving out and Triple H turning heel for the first time since 2006. But then probably the biggest swerve, and you and I we bear witness it together.
Yeah.
We thought Lesnar went
Was
right.
it a swerve?
Well,
I mean,
it
it
kind of was because we weren't expecting Lesnar to almost kill Randy Orton in the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
We were not expecting that.
That was rough to watch.
It was sickening.
It was. I didn't like watching it.
Knowing Lesnar, he's probably going to do that to Reigns again like he did at Mania. He's going to try and crack his head open.
Oh, wouldn't that be fucking brilliant?
I know.
If this match is actually just a squash. If we get a mixture
Cena
of
level squash.
No, I'm talking a
Cena
mixture
level
of
squash.
Cena level squash
Yeah.
plus Randy.
Randy beat down.
So this is literally a minute and a half of just Lesnar
I would
whipping him.
absolutely
and
love it
whipping
for
him
just
good.
Lesnar just going to business for himself and just be like,
and the
"Fuck
fans
this
will,
shit."
and the fans will be chanting
Cracking.
one more time.
Well, they chanted that on bloody Monday night, and he gave him one F5 and then walked out the ring, which is exactly what Brock should do. He should not kowtow to the fans and give him one more F5. He should be like, one F5's enough. I'm gonna leave now. I'm gonna go bye-bye. I will see you on Sunday. That's what he does,
But there's been a lot of impactful ways to finish SummerSlam over the last sort of 5 years or so because, the Triple H turning heel and him and Randy Orton rejoining forces. Cena getting squashed by Lesnar and having 16 German suplexes, or 16 suplexes in general, being delivered to him. Randy Orton almost dying in the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
Like, we've had quite a bit of, an interesting main events.
Well, they've always got to do something to, you need that word of mouth come Monday Night Raw right after SummerSlam because it's become the new... It's the new, Raw after Mania. And they're trying to make it just as big.
And I'm going to pose a question to you both.
Yes.
What is going to be the biggest talking point post SummerSlam for you?
You're retarded. You already know it. I literally have.
What?
Brock's still champion.
Brock's still champion. Okay, that's going to be your talking point.
But that is the literally biggest talking point because it's like, for everyone else, it's going to be like, but you want to see what happens next.
Yeah. But the only issue with that is I feel it's like if Brock does retain, we're not going to see him again until
Royal Rumble.
Nah.
No, you'd see him at Survivor Series.
No.
Because the UFC fights earlier in November.
No. Your report was wrong. He is not coming back at 2:30. There is no fucking way. He's got to serve his 6 months. That puts him through till January. The 2:30 rumors, I reckon, in the next week are going to get squashed. Because
I heard 2:30.
According to Dana, that's what they wanted because that's the next show at MSG, I think, and they want to sell out the Garden. Without Brock and Connor, going to be hard to do. They officially, as far as I know, the Dana White officially came out and said that Brock entered the pool a week before he had the confrontation with DC, which was in July, which takes the rest of his 6 month suspension through till January.
Oh.
That is what
I did see that, but
I
thought we were getting work.
That's what the official word of UFC is. Now, once again, take that with a grain of salt because as much as they want to be a legitimate sport, they're still an entertainment company. So having him announced, say at the Conor fight next month, having the promo for the next one be a surprise with Brock Lesnar involved, that would be pretty big. But once again, does DC want that short of a turnaround? Has Brock done a camp? He was looking pretty good on Monday.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's already looking really good.
He is looking really. He's looking like camp, like UFC camp.
Yeah, he's in camp Brock
shape
right now.
But I don't know if he would want to do a WWE pay-per-view backing not immediately, but a couple of months straight onto a UFC main event, or whether he and that's the thing. But
the thing with the WWE pay-per-view is that he can work the way he wants to work.
No, I know.
So
I know,
him to be
and
on
it's
card
not
is
be
enough for WWE.
I know it's not that strenuous for him, but he's still going to come out a big sweaty mess. But
he'll still be a big boy going into UFC.
No, I know. He usually weighs in his UFC at about 240.
Yeah, he comes in looking really good.
Yeah.
Right, and then if that
last time he took steroids.
if in the perfect world he does come in early November,
just no more drugs, please.
and then it's literally just a 2-3 weeks worth of stacking it on, which isn't hard.
Yeah,
right.
But I still don't as far as I know, and this isn't like WWE where you can fudge a suspension or whatever. This is USADA.
Yeah,
these guys don't fuck around.
That's legit. That's what I'm saying. So if he is literally a week before the Cormier thing, then I guess...
Yeah, so he will not be eligible until at least the January, maybe... It depends what time in January it is, or the February pay-per-view, which means he will immediately go from SummerSlam into camp.
Yeah. If he's not already.
Yeah,
I
wouldn't. He will already be.
He's already been in camp. So that's what I'm saying.
He's been in camp.
Run alongside camp with WWE because the WWE...
So what
especially
I'm saying,
with Lesnar, it's not that strenuous.
So what I'm saying,
he's not touring, he's not doing any of that.
But what I'm saying is, because of that, if he's not going to be back in UFC until at least January at the earliest, we are not seeing him and the belt until Mania.
I think you can squeeze out a Survivor Series, another one.
No.
You can miss Rumble.
No. Dana isn't going to risk it.
That's fair.
Dana will not sign off on letting him wrestle at Survivor Series. No matter how...
But this would be the point of the contract then.
No matter how much...
But this is where the contract gets disputed then. Because he's already signed on this one, last contract, already to do a UFC fight. So Dana's already gone on to be like, yep, all right,
yeah, I know, but
you can still take those bumps.
Yeah, but think about the last time he did both. He did UFC 200, backing onto a WWE pay-per-view. They're not going to do it the other way around. They're not going to let him wrestle.
They're not going to let him do it,
because there is
especially
the risk.
If they do run a Survivor Series gimmick and you do run him against the WWE champion running the champ versus champ thing.
Yeah. I just don't see the room for them. If he does retain, which I know I've said I don't see it happening, but this time around, I don't see.
But this is the beauty. This is what I'm saying. It's no longer it's a contract.
But I just don't see Vince. Like the belt's been gone for
I
500 odd
do
days.
see Vince because Vince understands the long-term prospect. You're right in saying that the only thing holding that up
The belt's got to come back.
is Dana.
The
I
belt's
think
gotta come
Dana
back.
is the only one holding that up
Yeah,
because
I
you're
just-
right.
I just don't
If
see it
it
happening.
isn't a November bout, if we get swerved,
Which
then
I
it
just
isn't a
don't
November
see
bout.
how it's going to be.
Interesting.
Because he would have had to go back into the pool.
But Dana's already signed off on the last contract we're doing about. So I don't understand why. I get it. Look, if I'm Dana,
Look,
I'm
the
sitting there
last-
going, if you're going to do one match, at least one match before your UFC bout, it's going to have to be the most safest match of all time.
Which
Right?
I feel is going to be this Sunday.
Yeah, but that's the thing with Brock, though, is that you can come into this Sunday and pull off a Cena/Randy Orton squash, and it would still be dope. In my opinion, it would still be dope.
I know, but there's still just that. Like, he could twist a knee. He could bust his shoulder. Like, there's a myriad of things that Brock could do that could fuck up his UFC potential. And I don't see Dana risking that. Like, I see it like SummerSlam, fine. He's already signed on for that. He's got his contract. He has to do it. But then he still has another 5 months to prepare for a UFC bout, time to recover if he does get injured or hurt or whatever. Whereas if they want him to come do SummerSlam, it's only 2 months out from his potential UFC fights. I just don't see Dana signing off on that at all. So, look, it's...
Contractually, he's still set to do SummerSlam regardless of what Dana says on the new one,
Yeah.
right?
But that's the thing, once SummerSlam is done, whatever this new contract is, that's when it starts again.
Look, interesting.
It is.
It's very interesting because
And
in WWE, they can do what the fuck they want,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Like,
go-
it
it's-
can be like, look, Brock, just take the Universal belt, and we will work the WWE title on both shows, right? It could just be as simple as WWE snapping their fingers like that if they wanted to. Obviously, you don't. But I still believe that
I think
risk reward, right?
I
You
think
run
Braun's,
the risk
I think
of
Braun's
letting
walking out with it.
fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
I just think
I'm not saying that's a shit pick
yeah.
because there's a lot of good picks here, in my opinion.
No. Even
Alright.
Owens winning it again would be fucking great.
Exactly. There's a lot of good aside. Look, honestly, I know we shit on him, but this isn't a stiff to Roman. But of all the possible outcomes, Roman winning isn't the best.
Is
of
it time
Braun,
they just
Owens.
give him the fucking belt?
No, but that's what I'm saying. But like, okay, I do agree. That's what I'm saying. It's a field of good options. But among those, Roman winning it isn't the best of the four.
No.
Right? In my opinion, Brock retaining is the best one long term. Then I would go Owens winning it for the absolute swerve of SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Then Braun doing it because that's just the natural pick of what was meant to happen.
And he's over, and you don't want him to lose that
Exactly.
momentum without having the belt.
But if none of those go ahead, I'm not sitting here going Roman winning it is a bad thing.
Look,
right? But I still believe that
Vince,
the
he's
best
still
prospect-
Vince's boy. And the fact that they've held off putting the belt on him for this long is some restraint by Vince McMahon that I didn't think he had. But I think it's Vince's breaking point.
Yeah.
He wants him to be the boy. He wants him to be the big dog. It's got to be now or never. And but the best thing is,
I know.
you can
Look,
either,
honestly,
you can
look,
either,
it's
you can
hard,
either
man.
pull the cash in that night, or fuck it, wait till the next night on Raw.
Yeah. So yeah.
Like if he comes out to that fucking Brooklyn crowd with the belt around his waist,
Yeah, and then
they
you get
just
Braun
shower the
coming
booze,
in, you get-
shower the booze. You can even have
You start the show with him dropping the belt.
you can no, you have Brock come out, pissed
Late,
off,
because
angry.
he's scheduled for that Monday.
He is.
He's scheduled
That's
for that Monday.
Apparently his last date for a while.
Yeah.
He comes out, beats the shit out of Roman, and then bang, Braun's music
And then
hits.
Braun's
comes out.
music comes on.
And that's your opening segment of Raw. And
Yeah.
that's the way to kick off
yeah.
Raw.
You know what?
Yeah. I mean,
God damn it. Oh,
as much as I don't want to see...
God damn it.
as-
You know what?
I want to change my
I'm with
fucking
it.
predictions
I'm
on the
with
video
it.
now.
Oh, you know what?
But it just feels like the amount of restraint that Vince McMahon has had on not giving Roman the belt when he clearly wants to, I just think Vince has reached his breaking point. Vince has been like, I kept it on Brock, I kept it on Brock, I kept it on Brock. I've got as much as I can out of him because like the crowd and I am
You know what?
legitimately getting tired of Brock with the belt.
Personally, I'm not.
He is
But I
he's such an
understand.
attraction without it. He doesn't need it. Him having it does elevate the belt, and it's going to feel special when someone takes it off him, whether that be Roman, Braun, or KO this weekend. But he can still, peak Raw ratings or main event a pay-per-view without having the belt.
Look, I agree with all of those points.
Yeah.
Right? But they're all. But the interesting part about those points is that you can use them on both sides of the argument.
No, I know.
You have all those points
I
and you
know.
go, that's why Brock's champion,
Yeah.
right? And you have all those points and you go, well, that's why he doesn't need the
Another
belt.
Fucking Brock Lesnar episode.
I'm not against it. This is leading into SummerSlam. This is
Look,
probably the
I
biggest
know.
Brock Lesnar episode
I
that
know.
there ever should be.
I know, and we're going to be talking about him again next week because that's the nature of who he is.
Yeah. That's a book, man. That is a hell of a book.
Look,
I respect that.
That's just like it. He doesn't need to be the champion. He's still a fucking draw, no matter who, like what he's doing. I mean, it's just. I just want to see. Like, it's been great having like Rollins and Ziggler and that, like elevating the IC belt as much.
Yeah,
as
but now that you throw Dean
there's
back into the equation, that's even
only
better now, right?
So much you can do with that belt.
Yeah.
It's still going to be in everyone's eyes. It's the mid. It can't break through that ceiling of being like, this doesn't feel.
It could, and this is what I'm saying. If Seth were to go over this weekend, and then you run a program
like,
with Dean and
how
Seth,
hot he is, and yeah, if you have
you
that,
would be able to justify that belt.
Yeah.
As the top commodity on Raw,
problem
with
with
Lesnar
that,
running away with the Universal.
the problem with that is.
I understand the fundamental
They've
problem.
done such a good job of elevating that belt to a point where it's sort of like in that weird bit between upper card and upper mid card that you have such a wide range of wrestlers there that having two belts in that range would split that up. Because right now you got Bobby, Kevin, Seth, Ziggler, McIntyre,
But this is always a problem.
Ambrose,
Because if
Braun.
No, I get it, and that's always. I agree with that argument
Yeah.
so much when it comes down. That's the one the concession to the Brock being champion.
You can't have all of them going off the IC title.
I know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can't have all of them going after the Universal one.
But that's
either.
why you have
Right,
half
you at
half.
least have 3 more people that can go after that, right? But then you're still floundering because this is just going to be a forever problem.
You can't have upper card feuds with nothing to gain.
No, I agree. And
That's
that's
the
what I'm
problem.
saying. That's the concession that comes with the Brock Lesnar reign,
Yeah.
is that because he's part-time, that means it's a part-time opportunity,
Yeah.
right? So I get that. That is one of the biggest reasons why I would understand Lesnar dropping, is to circulate a world title back onto proper week in, week out Raw, right? Therefore, at least 3 more guys have something to do. Right? Because then we'd get people like Finn and Corbin not just having a meaningless feud. Bobby Lashley won't just be having a meaningless feud. These guys would have now a goal.
Yes.
But that's not to say the goal doesn't still exist with the belt not being there. This is where Raw has been doing it okay.
We've run that story.
I know,
around
we've run that
so
story and
many
we've squeezed it. We've
times.
squeezed it.
And like the last one was literally, fucking Roman and Bobby are having a match in Extreme Rules for nothing, and then a week later they're like, but they're gonna have another match, but this time it's for the number one contendership.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
why fucking have that match twice?
Yeah.
Because neither times was it a good
lot of
fucking
it is
match.
just WWE stepping over themselves. Where if they
I know.
knew that this was how it was going to be,
Yeah.
it would just be so simple of going, that match at the Extreme Rules is what it is, right? But there's a lot of just overstepping going, maybe it's on Brock, right? Maybe it's on Brock backstage going, no, I don't want the win. Oh, but then he changed his mind. He's like, okay, I'll do SummerSlam, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. It's like, quickly, I'll do SummerSlam. Then they're like, all right, well, fuck you, Brock. I guess we have to quickly put the word out now.
Yeah.
But a lot of this can be, it's not to say that the booking of, or the gimmick of him not being there can't be a good story.
Yeah.
Right? And I understand we've got it for like the last 4 months. But what's another 3 more if you've already done it this way?
But
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Get
like,
that-
it's not going to
Get
be
that
another.
UFC rub.
It's not going to be another 3 more. Because of the way that his UFC contract is going to play out, and I think that the situation
His
where
UFC
he fights,
contract's for what? 1 fight, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he's
But if-
just doing
but
that
if he
Cormier
wins the
But if
belt,
he wins that belt, he has to.
he's going to have another fight at least,
Yeah.
and drop it to, whether Cormier gets a rematch, whether he actually fights John Jones, or whether Stipe comes back and fights for the belt against Brock, which I think would be a fucking phenomenal match.
You know what I'd love to see in UFC?
Who?
Triple threat. I would love. Stop this one-on-one bullshit, man.
Well, there is
Stop
there
this
is a
one-on-one bullshit, man.
there is a UFC league that does like 3-on-3s.
Dude,
Yeah, it's fucking weird though.
why
It's
is it
so-
not? But give us a tag match, man.
No.
Move into that realm. Get 2
don't-
guys in there, tornado tag.
Don't fuck with UFC. All right, just leave it alone.
Yeah,
Just
one-on-one
just
bouts.
let
I'll
it-
pay that.
just
I'll
let
pay
it
that.
be.
That's what I'm saying.
But
But how dope would it be for the first ever triple threat main event heavyweight belt, Brock Lesnar, fucking Stipe, and fucking Cormier?
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd rate.
Right?
I'd rate
Just
that.
3 blokes.
I'd rate that.
Just 3 blokes, man.
Three fucking hosses.
Right?
Just
going up in
just
there.
belting the.
What strats could you run? This is a shoot fight, right? You just damn well know the 2 of them are going to be like,
Problem is,
let's get on Brock. Then you're not Brock yet.
that'd be DC and Stipe just being like, yeah, fucking liver kick.
Let's
choke.
go for Brock. We grab him in the headlock and then just beat the shit out of him until Brock taps. Then what? Is he out? And then it's a one-on-one match?
Yeah, I guess so.
Right? Like
that's that. But that'd be the formula to every single match. You'd just like
exactly.
two guys
That's what I'm saying. That would be the
but
formula.
then it'd be no fun.
Yeah,
After
that's
like the first 3 or 4 times,
they've
like,
surely shot on this before. Dana's surely sat back and been
I'm
like, "Hey,
sure-
triple threat," and they've gone, "Okay, well, here's how it's not going to work."
Yeah, I'm sure Dana's thought about it because he's a fucking.
He's a mark.
Yeah, he is.
He's a fucking
He's
mark.
a bit of a mark.
He's 100% a mark.
Front row WrestleMania Ronda Rousey t-shirt.
Yeah,
you're a fucking mark, mate. You love
deny
the
it all
shit.
you want. He's the biggest
You
fucking mark
son
out
of a
there.
bitch. Anyway, let's get off WWE for. Oh, actually, no. One more thing for WWE before we go into New Japan for a little bit. Does Rousey get the belt this weekend?
Oh, see, but this is the beauty of this weekend, dude.
You
So
just
much, man.
don't know.
You don't
You
fucking
just don't know.
You don't fucking know. I believe that she does. I also believe, in, if you watch the prediction show, you'll know that I also believe Charlotte wins.
Yes.
So you start building towards Survivor Series. And
You want
they're
to
gonna do champ versus
champ v champ? Yep.
But this is my long-term book.
Okay,
right?
here we go.
You book that, you get the excitement going, you reignite people going, oh, I forgot about that. I forgot about that. You get them, you do it. Either before Survivor Series Charlotte drops, and you get screwed out of that because you're built to want it so
and then
much.
you save it for Mania.
And then you save it for Mania. The point is it saves for Mania, right?
Yep.
Charlotte either gets screwed out or they're about to have the match and someone just comes out and ruins it and they don't actually have the match.
Yeah. It's annoying.
gimmick will happen.
It's annoying that the women's Money in the Bank's already been wasted this year.
Exactly, because that would be a good moment.
Could be,
Get those two out there, women's Money in the Bank.
Yes.
Right? But that's what I'm saying. I think Charlotte and Rousey win them. You start the build. You start that build of this dream match that you think you're going to get at Survivor Series, but you don't actually get at Survivor Series, and it ultimately gets drawn out to Mania.
Yeah.
But this is now where they start to sprinkle and get your interest again, because a lot of people might be forgetting it and going, oh, these two are here, but they're on different brands. This would be a nice way of going, no, we haven't forgotten. We haven't forgotten. We'll give you the tease. Whether it happens or not, I don't know. I would still love to see it at Survivor Series. I think it'd be dope. Yeah. But I would save their bout for Mania.
Yeah.
In the main event.
I would too. Because it's a big match. It's a very big match.
Huge.
And I still feel like they might get it, like, pull it out for Survivor Series just because it's become the lesser of the big four lately.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't even be mad if they pulled it out.
But, like, I mean, that's why they had AJ Brock instead of fucking Jinder Brock last year.
Shoot,
Because
though.
You want to see Jinder Brock, don't you?
I thought Jinder Brock would have been a fucking absolute show.
Yeah, but come on, that. I know. And Michael's not in the room right now, so you can admit it for a fucking 2 seconds. AJ Brock was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's literally the last time the WWE title looked any good.
Yeah.
And that's a shoot.
But it was
a proper shoot.
Yeah.
He has done nothing since.
It's hardly his fault. Anyway, I kind of agree with it. I think it's time. I know she's only like 3 matches, but she's proven herself enough to me.
If we are to believe that her contract is a 1 year, then obviously she wins it.
Yeah.
Even if we aren't to believe that and the contract actually is a multi-year deal, I'd still do it now anyway because it's a hard. They've done so well so far.
Yep.
But WWE is known to drop the ball. They've done so well in carrying the momentum and allure of Rousey that every time she's on there, it's like, fuck yeah. But she's still considered...
Feels like a big deal.
But she's still on that teeter, like that line of like, we understand she's one of the biggest women's attraction in sports.
Yep.
But now she's starting to become a wrestling product, right? Where it'll get to a point where she'll lose that allure of the UFC and become, this is Ronda Rousey, professional wrestler.
The minute she drops a match, that's going to happen.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying, because it's still in that line, give her the belt. Yep. And capitalize on both sides because she's on both sides at the moment.
If you back in the mid-aughts,
because honestly,
when wrestling was a fucking vast wasteland.
Let's think about it this way. This should have. I'm not going to say it should have been Asuka, but the fact that she didn't win it before she dropped her first L, and is now doing what she's doing, is a damn shame.
She's not even on the fucking card for SummerSlam.
Yeah. Oh, she's not. She hasn't even been on SmackDown for a while, right?
Does all my head in me.
But this is what I'm saying. Is like, we now look back at it and go, when Asuka got called up, we're all just all like, oh, obviously she's going to win it. She's undefeated. If she gets put in a title match, she'll win it. And you didn't want it. But in hindsight, you look back now and you go, well, fuck, she probably fucking should have. Yeah. Like, capitalize on that. Yeah. Don't make the same mistake with Rousey.
I felt
Don't
so
let
bad
her
with
take
Asuka.
Oh, yeah.
I felt really bad for Asuka because originally it was supposed to be a Fatal 4-Way match at SummerSlam with her being added with Charlotte and Becky and all that, but for some reason, I know there's
I don't know what
there's
the
still
fuck the-
rumors are that she's apparently going to walk at the end of her contract and she's going to go back to Japan.
Well, they're saying the same thing about Shinsuke.
Yeah.
Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't blame him.
They've killed
How good the New Japan product is right now, and that's a very good segue.
they've killed Japanese wrestling.
Well, I mean, they have it over here anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, they're dropping the ball. Like, right now, the Japanese product is the hottest thing in pro wrestling.
WrestleMania, they nuked them twice.
I know.
Like they should
But it's...
Already made that joke.
Hey.
Like, to be fair, originally with Hideo Itami, they should have capitalized on it, but I think just injuries, which is bad luck
Wait,
for Teo.
Injuries hurt him, but then you got Oscar and Shinsuke, two people that are fresh, that are hot with the crowd, and you drop the ball on both of them. I mean, Shinsuke's heel turn was one of the highlights for WrestleMania for me.
Yep.
But what they did after that was like, well, it still frustrates me because I know what those two can do together, and as much as David wants to say that AJ's a boring wrestler,
Just keep Vince away from the Japanese wrestlers.
The-
That's all they got to say.
the absolute barn burner of a match they had at fucking Wrestle Kingdom 3 years ago was so good. And it's like, those guys had the potential to do something amazing, and they just did not let it happen. But, speaking of Japan, G1 Climax Final.
Are we
Your
surprised?
winner, Tanahashi. What the fuck?
We were expecting Ibushi, weren't we?
Well, yeah. All right, have you guys, the Ibushi Kenny Omega match, have we sussed?
I have not sussed.
I'm gonna suss.
Woo!
I'm gonna suss post Takeover Sunday.
All I know
Oh, so good.
is that this might be, and I know I've said it before, but
Yeah.
it might be the best long-term story in wrestling.
Oh,
history.
dude, it was just that perfect story of like, we're gonna go for it 100. It's beautiful.
But the idea that Ibushi still went over and
I know.
Omega can't get it
I know.
done, I still believe that this leads to Omega Ibushi at Kingdom.
Well, okay, that's the thing. Because remember, the winner of the G1 gets to choose which belt they go after.
What do you think he goes for?
And well, no, traditionally, it has been straight for the G1. For the IWGP Heavyweight title, but there has been at least one or two cases of them going after the IC title. Tanahashi v Jericho is tantalizing as fuck, but Tanahashi v Omega is a main event match any day of the week as well.
yeah.
Because he
But
hasn't.
Omega's on record for not liking Tanahashi, by the way.
Yeah, but he's still the ace.
He's still the ace.
He's still the ace.
Well, it's ace versus ace.
as much as Okada has been the ace the last 700 fucking days or whatever his thing was, he was the best. He was the best New Japan had at the time. Tanahashi was off doing other stuff. He kind of went a bit part time for a little while, but he's still the ace. He's still the 1 in 100 motherfucking ace of New Japan. Him and Kenny have not had a match with the belt involved. I feel like they want to do this.
Look, in complete shirt, look, honestly, it'd still probably be a fucking 7-star.
Dude,
right? Like, no matter what, right?
It's
Like,
gonna be
because it'll
like
be a
the-
fucking spectacle.
the match, the fucking final of G1, fucking Tanahashi versus Ibushi. Check it out if you haven't watched it yet. You get why this guy was on top of the mountain for so long.
No, I
He's
get
just-
it. No,
he's so fucking good.
I've seen Tanahashi work many times.
Yeah.
Right? But that's what I'm saying. Like, at the end of the day, I know this is going to be a fucking barn burner.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not sitting here stiff in that choice.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're getting a barn burner either way.
But you
right?
wanted that long term story, the long term payoff. You wanted Ibushi
But you can
versus
still-
Kenny.
You can still, they pulled it out for 10 plus years. You can still pull that out some more, man.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, you can say
But you capitalize on Tanahashi Omega now.
You can save it for Dominion next year.
Yeah. Capitalize on Tanahashi Omega now. I'm with it. When that happened, I was like, look, we all wanted other things, but fuck it, I'm actually keen for that.
Dude, it's like no matter who.
Because there's a beautiful story there anyway.
Yeah.
You know, like New Japan's longest, like, the greatest champion. Right?
Yeah.
Greatest world champion, and now their best product.
Yeah.
Right? 2 eras going at it.
The best bout machine versus the best.
Yeah.
That's what you got to. That's
Dude.
what.
Sold.
Yeah, that's what it's got to be, and it's it's so fucking good. Like, and that's the thing. Like, there was a million different scenarios with the G1 that I would have been happy with, and that's just the way they book it is so fucking good. Like, the fact they had, like, obviously you're gonna save Ibushi, Kenny for the last round, but the fact that if Kenny lost, then he would have, like, he had a perfect run. He lost the last 3 fucking matches to lose his spot at the top of that. He lost to fucking Yano, which is brilliant. But just having him have that undefeated run and then just come so close, and but he had the legit broken heel, and they worked that into his story as well. So it's obviously wrestling every single day is going to take its toll, and by the end of that tournament, he's fucked. He can't wrestle on the heel anymore, so it's going to be his weakness. And you work that into the story, whereas a guy like Tanahashi had a bit of time off, come back for G1 fresh as fuck, runs through all his opponents, gets to the finals and beats Ibushi, who just had a hellacious match with Kenny the night before, or 2 nights before, or whatever it was. It's just, but then you had
Seeding's everything, dude.
Seeding's
Seeding's
exactly.
seeding's
But then
everything.
if you hadn't gone that way, you could have gone with Kenny winning it and then choosing his opponent
Yeah.
for G1, which I would have been happy with. You had Ibushi winning him and Kenny.
Yeah.
You had Naito getting his win back. You have him and Kenny
Yeah.
for the belt at G1. At Wrestle Kingdom, which is fucking huge anyway. There's so many ways. Even Jay White winning.
Yeah.
They had that little feud for the US belt, but then
Too early for the Jay White.
I know, but
But you're still sitting there going, "Oh, that would have been a good swerve."
it would have been a great
It
swerve.
would have been a good
having
swerve,
him
though.
because he is a guy. They're all in on him. They are all in on the Switchblade. They really are, and I could just see them being because they did the same thing. And this is the thing that New Japan have a habit of. They will give the belt to someone green, then take it off them, and then give them a couple of years. This is what happened with Naito. Naito won the belt really young.
This is what I'm saying. This
So
is
did
what-
Okada. Then they had 2 or 3 years without the belt, and then they went back and had a
Shin
huge
did it
run.
too.
Yeah, exactly. Shinsuke
Yeah,
won
that's
it.
what I'm saying. I
so
like that,
early.
and that's why I firmly believe WWE should adopt that, and that's
Yeah.
why I was over with the gender pick.
Well, I mean,
Right,
fucking, they did it with Randy.
Exactly.
Randy got the belt so fucking early. Then he had a bit of time off, went to the Legend Killer thing, was
Yeah.
away from the belt, then came back to the
And then
belt
he
in
had that 09,
08,
right?
09, yeah.
and then just
Best
But-
run ever.
picked
But
up
yeah,
11
it's
more.
just- it was great. So G1 was awesome. Go check out. Matches to check out. My recommendations are the final, Ibushi versus Kenny, Kenny versus Naito, Ibushi versus, I think, Suzuki. Any match Minoru Suzuki was in, to be honest, go and watch that. Any match that Tomohiro Ishii was in as well. He was one of the standouts. If you like the Firing Squad versus Bullet Club stuff, check out any match any member of Bullet Club was in, because Firing Squad made some sort of appearance and fucked up the matches. Go back and watch, not all of the G1, but go watch a bit of G1.
The highlights, at least.
Just go watch. So the last week when the brackets really started to mean something, go back and just watch all the bracket matches from the last week, because 1, they were fantastic, and 2, it really adds to the story of getting to that final spot at the G1 finals, winning it. Tanahashi, at this stage, Tanahashi versus Omega, main event of Wrestle Kingdom next year.
It's going to be superb.
It's gonna be so good.
Can we go to yours now and drink? We've got MCW tonight.
Yeah, all right, done.
Let's go drink. I've got drinks in your fridge. I want to drink them.
All right. Well,
Sweet.
we are out of here for another week. Like we said, if you are in Melbourne, and if there is tickets for MCW still available,
Please go.
it's at MSAC, Melbourne Sports and Aquatic Centre in Albert Park tonight. I think doors at 7.
I think doors open at 7.
Doors at
and
7.
Bell time at 7:30.
7:30. So hey, you might see us there. I'll be in a don't know what shirt I'm going to wear. I'll be in my Bullet Club shirt. David,
I honestly don't know.
Too
Right.
sweet.
Select shirt.
Ooh. No, I have a shirt. I have a shirt specifically made.
What is it?
The Jonah Rock shirt.
Oh, you got the Jonah Rock
Yeah, I
shirt.
got the Jonah Rock shirt.
And
I'm going to go in my KO shirt, but I'm probably going to buy a shirt at the event.
fair enough. All right, go the KO. So look for us.
Guillotine!
If you're going to MCW tonight, it's going to be fucking awesome. Naito versus Jonah Rock, main event. Can't wait. Enjoy SummerSlam weekend. We will be back next week to wrap up all the big stuff from NXT, from SummerSlam, and from MCW 100.
Until then,
You can find us at Strayamania, STRAYMANIA, whatever that was. Strayamania Pod, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Me, Ricky Needs.
Tomo Media.
Tomo Media.
It's at the bottom of the video.
The video. This isn't a video. This is a podcast.
Make it a video.
Oh, for
And then
God's
at this point,
sake.
put it at the bottom.
It's _Yankong. There you go.
Good moment.
All right. See you later.
Bye.